This was an attempt at a Draw My Life type of video, but for religions. Please bear with me on the trash I put on the screen called drawings. Without further ado, here's a brief introduction into Baha'i faith. With one of the most diverse and unique cultural backgrounds, Baha'i faith is the youngest of all independent world religions with followers spanning all throughout the globe. Baha'i faith began in Persia, now Iran, less than 200 years ago by a religious leader named Bab. Bab, which means the gate, found Baha'i faith in the 1800s and lived from 1819 to 1850. In 1844, Bab claimed he had a revelation from God and was a bearer of divine truth. Baha'u'llah, meaning glory of God, was one of Bab's early followers and took over as leader when he died. He gave the Baha'i faith much of its spiritual and moral values. After gaining many supporters through his teachings, he appointed his eldest son, Abdul-Baha, leader of the faith after he died in 1892. Abdul-Baha continued his father's work of strengthening and organizing the religion. He was known as a champion of justice and an ambassador for international peace. After Abdul-Baha's death, he named his grandson Shohi Effendi to succeed him. Shohi translated and interpreted many of his grandfather's and great-grandfather's writings and gave the Baha'i faith a concrete structure for future generations. Yeah, I know I spelled Shohi wrong. There's supposed to be an H after the G. My bad. No disrespect. When Shohi Effendi died in 1957, he did not leave an heir. The leadership of the faith passed to the hands of the cause of God. A group of Baha'i leaders Shohi Effendi had named earlier to help with his work. The leadership now rests with the Universal House of Justice. The Baha'i faith has continued to expand, particularly in the Third World, and now is the most widespread faith in the world after Christianity. The expansion has not been without trouble, though, as the Baha'i have been persecuted, particularly in Iran, the land where the faith began. I really pronounced Iran. My bad. What are some of the beliefs? Baha'i faith is monotheistic, which is the belief of only one God. They also believe that God is unknowable, but his knowledge can be passed through God's messengers or manifestations. The Baha'i emphasize the unity of mankind despite all the differences. Valuing equality among all is extremely important in Baha'i faith. Another strong belief is in the value of the number 9. 9 is a significant number because Baha'u'llah received his revelation 9 years after the Bab received his. What are some of the major rituals? Baha'i faith does not include any major rituals, but does have the focus of strengthening your relationship with God. It is a spiritual obligation to pray every day. What are some of the taboos? In the Baha'i faith, you are expected to be in a monogamous marriage and stay away from any alcohol or mind-inducing substances. These items are seen as evil entities and a lack of purity. Moving on to the days of worship in Baha'i, there are no set rules other than daily prayer. For major holidays and festivals, there are many events throughout the year. Navroz, which is Baha'is New Year, is on March 21st. This event is preceded by the 19-day fast. Along with obligatory prayer every day, it is one of the greatest obligations of a Baha'i, and its chief purpose is spiritual, to reinvigorate the soul and bring the person closer to God. Another important holiday is Rivdan, which is called the Most Great Festival. It is a 12-day period that commemorates Baha'u'llah's declaration of his mission on the eve of his departure from Baghdad to Constantinople in 1863. During this period, the 1st, 9th, and 12th days are celebrated as he and his family members arrive in the Jibhiyya garden. What are the denominations of Baha'i faith? Baha'i faith has many different denominations, each calling themselves as a true faith. In a small span of 160 years, Baha'i faith has seen more divisions than any other religion. All these divisions have very similar beliefs and hold the same true values of equality. With sects like the people of Bayan, there are many small key differences. The people of Bayan believe the true successor of the Bab is Sabi Azal, who is the youngest of Bab's 2 sons, and not Baha'u'llah. Another example are the Unitarian Baha'is. These are those who believe that after Baha'u'llah, his younger son Muhammad Ali was his true. The Baha'i faith has many similarities with other popular world religions such as Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. All are monotheistic and believe in the ultimate reality that there is one creator God. Sharing many of the basic structures of these other religions, Baha'i faith is believed to be influenced mostly by Christianity and their morals. Baha'i faith currently has 6 million members worldwide with 2.5 million adherents in India. In the United States, there are currently over 165,000 believers. Some of the largest communities, though, are in Africa, Southern Asia, and Latin America. Baha'i faith is known to be one of the most diverse independent religions, which spans across continent to continent. With every cultural background in sight, the Baha'i faith is the second most spread religion, right behind Christianity. What are some sacred objects? One sacred object, which is a symbol, is a 9-pointed star. The word Baha'i is equivalent to the number 9, and the number 9 comes up in many Baha'i teachings and history. Number 9 is also significant to perfection and unity. Shanghi Effendi mentioned that, quote, concerning the number 9, the Baha'i reverence this for 2 reasons. First, because it is considered by those interested in numbers as a sign of perfection. The second consideration, which is the more important one, is that the numerical value of the word Baha'i, end quote. How has Baha'i faith impacted the world? After the proclamation of his faith, Baha'u'llah suffered 40 years of exile, torture, and imprisonment, all for announcing that a new revelation had been born. This divine educator and messenger wrote a series of epistles to the political and religious rulers of the world from his prison cell. Those letters, called the Tablets of the Kings, openly announced Baha'u'llah's station and mission, and warned the world's most prominent leaders that humanity would face disastrous consequences unless they laid down their weapons and convened to unite the world and end warfare. Baha'u'llah called the entire world to love, collective action, and unity. That call, Baha'is believe, has inaugurated a new age of spirituality and harmony. I hope you enjoyed this Draw My Life thing, but thanks for watching.